you think was the biggest difference for your offense yesterday? Obviously, your first day calling plays. What do you think was the spark for your team against the Jets?
Reggie Gillian, first play of the game. Obviously we would have liked to, get in the end zone that first drive, but just the energy the guys kind of played with. Reggie set the tone, and obviously defense doing getting us a lot of short fields makes life a lot easier for us. But just executing, not getting bored, just doing our job. I think that was basically everything.
How about that boost from that 81-yard touchdown from Khalil Shakir? Just the excitement level that you saw from the booth, and I saw your excitement level after the long touchdown to Ty Johnson. Just can you build upon the energy boost that your team experienced this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a matter of when everybody just does their job, and the execution is where it needs to be. Good things happen. And so, to me, it's about just that confidence that everybody can play with. And I believe in the guys, and so when they just do their job, and I trust that the guys are going to do their job. They just kind of feed off one another. And obviously, playing at home, the crowd was exciting and makes life a lot easier for our guys. But just basically, just them feeding off one another, and I think you saw that last night.
Thanks.
Hey, Joe, congratulations on the win. Have you got me?
I got you. Yep. Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you. It was obviously a week of adjustment for all reasons that we've talked about, right? But as you got into that game and you mentioned the Gilliam hit and the fumble at the beginning, and you guys still early were settling for field goals, but you seemed to identify something, find more of a rhythm, get others involved when they were taking Steph and Gabe away, for example, as Sean pointed out after the game. What was it like? Take me through the process of the game itself as you're calling it, and in that situation for the first time as a coordinator for the Bills, and how you were able to kind of identify things and find success and get others involved as you did.
Well, I mean, obviously, incredible communication from the coaching staff and the players down the sideline. So that makes my life a lot easier. Us just, making sure we're all seeing everything the same way. And the biggest thing is, I always preach that there's a way to win every game. Coach Parcells said that a long time ago. And so you might go in the game and it might be like, hey, this is what we believe, this is what we think. And, as a couple drives go by, you kind of see how maybe the defense is playing or how we're playing, and sit there and say, okay, well, what's it going to take to win this game? And so that was the biggest thing. Obviously it wasn't like, it wasn't like it was anything drastic. Those first, few drives, obviously we want to score touchdowns. That's our job, and we got to do a better job at that. I got to do a better job at that. But to me, it was just us finding ways to, how it was going to take to win that football game. I thought we did a good job doing that.
And what was your philosophy and message to Josh about how you wanted him to play in that game? He looked kind of more, certainly not at ease, but he was smooth, seemed under control within, what he brings to the table to every football game that he plays. What was your message to Josh this week?
I just wanted him to be Josh Allen. The fun, the excitement that he kind of plays with, I feed off of it, and at the end of the day, man, this is a game. We're supposed to have fun. I have a ton of fun coaching. I know our guys have a lot of fun playing, and so I know it's a business and it's a job, but at the same time, we're out there having fun playing football. And not that he wasn't having fun before, but I think you saw it a little bit last night, and I think the guys obviously fed off of it as well.
All right, Joe. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Hey, Coach, I don't know how deep you want to go into strategy here, but it appeared that you guys did use the middle of the field a little bit more yesterday. And I don't know if that was, can you elaborate if that was more your conscious, game planning? Was it just something that happened organically through the game and what they were giving? If you can give us some insight into that.
Yeah, I think it's, I think week to week, something that we kind of evaluate and look at, depending on how defenses are kind of playing us. I don't think it's not anything where, hey, this week, for the rest of the season, we're going to be a team that just attacks the middle of the field. It's, how can we put our players in position to have success based upon what we're going at? And not just doing it because somebody else had success running against that defense. Like, hey, does it fit us? Does it fit our guys? What are the matchups? And so it's us just kind of looking at that. And, Josh did a good job of finding those matchups last night, and our guys did a good job of making those plays.
few weeks ago when we talked to Ken, he said that Josh is more comfortable sometimes in shotgun, but we also know some of the numbers show under center can be very effective. How do you balance that with Josh? How do you balance, what he's comfortable with, knowing though what might be less effective or more effective, making sure it all works together?
Well, I think everything always starts with Josh, but it also starts up front and making sure that the protection matches up with the route distance and the routes and just in terms of being able to protect, and so it's just sometimes Josh sees things from the gun, but you get under center, it has a run feel, it has a potential of a play action. I know he's comfortable with both. I think there's a time and a place for both. He did a great job last night, taking the outlet to Ty, and Ty did a great job, making the linebacker miss and getting yards after catch with it. So, I think it's something that you got to continue to evolve and figure out, like, hey, are we doing it just to do it? Or are we doing it because it puts our players in position to have success and because we like how it matches up against the defense that we're going against? And so something that every week we kind of look at and continue to evolve.
Appreciate that insight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned how it was kind of a wild week for you, short week, taking over the job, second time as offensive coordinator, going up against a very good Jets defense. I guess I'm wondering what your emotions were and what was going through your head at the end of the game. You guys scored 30 points for the first time in over a month. I guess just your emotions of when the game was finally over.
I was just excited for the guys. This is what I do for a living, right? So it was a tough week, but this is my job, and all I want is for our guys to have success. And so just being in the locker room and just seeing them excited, being able to see them enjoy a win, I just wanted that for them. Like that's why I coach. That's why I do it. It's not about myself. It's not about the coaches. It's about the players. And that was all my emotions. Didn't really have much going into the game. It was just, that just getting that taste of that victory at the game. That's all that mattered. And so I enjoyed that.
I imagine a couple of late nights. Were you able to get some sleep last night after a nice win?
I don't know if you ever really sleep in this profession. You're always kind of got to flip the page, and we got a great opponent this week, and so your mind just starts kind of moving on to that.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
I appreciate you.
Hey, Joe. Was wondering just kind of, was there a final deciding factor on going to the booth instead of from the field, and how did you feel all of that went from a communication standpoint?
Yeah, I went up there just to kind of check it out, and I felt comfortable kind of doing both ways. I don't really know exactly why I chose to kind of stay up there. It takes some of the emotion out of it, but it was a great job just being in communication with Josh and the coaches down on the sideline, so that made my life a lot easier. But I felt like everything was kind of smooth. From an operation standpoint, obviously there's opportunities for that I got to do better. But I enjoyed being up there.
And then you mentioned in an earlier answer just about, building trust with guys across the offense. What has it been like with players outside of the quarterback room, of like guys obviously, but you're still getting to know a little bit better? What has it been like building trust with those players?
Yeah, I think, obviously when you're the quarterback coach, you're having relationships with the guys, but just making sure that, now that I'm the coordinator, that I'm just digging into it a little deeper. Our communication is a little more, I want to be more involved in the other rooms, and so that they kind of feel me, understand my personality. The quarterbacks get me all day, every day. So just making sure that my voice and our communication, so that the guys can understand, who I am, and I can understand them a little better. That's what was exciting about seeing like that running back room kind of make some plays, guys in the pass game, that type of stuff. It was really good. My trust in them, but being able to spend some time just kind of talking with those guys this week, and a lot of fun seeing them, have success with it.
When you're intentional about it that way, does it change any this week when you have like now a little more time to build on than you did last week? Or like, what is different about this week for you of just getting to work with players from that standpoint?
No, I don't think anything's really going to change. I think the approach and the mindset, the only thing different last week was we had one less day. But I think the openness, the selflessness from our guys, the communication from our guys, as long as we can have that, and as long as we take the same approach that it took to win this past week, I think that's the most important thing, and not just focus on the end result, but everything that led to it.
Thanks.
What's up, Joe? I know you talked about turning the page already. You guys have a good opponent coming up in the Eagles, and they'll get to play tonight against another good opponent in the Chiefs. So what do you know so far about what you've scouted for the Eagles coming up on Sunday afternoon?
Just I feel like it's week after week in the NFL, but it's just another great defense. When you turn on the tape, there are a lot of as a coordinator, you don't like going against, but as a fan of football, you're appreciative of the way that they play the game. They do a really good job of affecting the quarterback and getting after it. Some playmakers on the outsides, and so it's going to be a great challenge for us. I'm glad we got a full week this week to prepare and get ready for them.
Thanks.
Hey Joe, yesterday you guys kind of stuck with the run even when it wasn't maybe picking up the kind of yards that you wanted to. How easy is it at times to kind of get away from that, especially when you have a quarterback like Josh?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to stay ahead of the change. You want to stay on schedule, but you have to know in order to have success running the football, there's going to be some bloody runs. There's going to be some 2-yard runs. There's going to be 3-yard runs, but in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, you hope that those 2-yard runs that they wear on the defense a little bit. So I think the biggest thing is you don't want to ever make yourself one-dimensional. And so you have to live with the mindset that, hey, there might be some, just like there's some passes that we call that are going to be incomplete, or there's going to be some negative plays in the pass game, but you're not going to go away from the pass game. Why is it any different from the run game? And so in order to be the offense that we want to be as the season moves forward, we're going to have to be able to run the football, in meaningful moments, as the weather continues to get worse. And so no matter what it is, I think it's important that we stick to the run.
Used motion quite a bit yesterday, more than maybe the team's trend over the course of the season. How much do you think that helped Josh pre-snap yesterday?
I don't know. I think as long there's got to be intention and reason for why we're motioning. We're not just motioning just to motion. We're not just shifting just to shift. So whether it's for Josh, whether it's for offensive line, whether it's for a receiver ID and something, there's got to be an intent behind it. And so I hope whatever we did yesterday helped from that standpoint. But I think anytime you can slow it down for the quarterback or trying to paint a clearer picture for, I hope that can help.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Brady, Mookie Arkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How you doing?
How you doing, bud?
Great game today. Great game yesterday, Coach. Great balance, 38 passes to 32 rushes. How impressed were you the way your offense went on and executed in a sequence of plays called in certain situations yesterday?
Look, I was pleased. It was how they practiced. It started on Wednesday, and the approach that they had all week. Like, you don't just show up on Sunday and just have success. And it was the mindset and the preparation that they put into it, and the selfless way that they kind of went about it. Gabe Davis had 0 catches in the game, but in my mind, he was the player of the game. And so, it was a selfless mindset, what he was doing in the run game, what he was doing in the pass game to get certain guys open and whatnot. So, I think oftentimes we see stats and it doesn't necessarily paint the whole picture how the game's being played. And so from an execution standpoint, I was really pleased with, how our guys from selflessness standpoint kind of came to play. And you kind of saw that on the field yesterday.
Absolutely. Coach Saylor had to say this after the game. He said that Josh didn't play as much hero ball as we were used to seeing. How are you able to keep Josh away from playing hero ball, and your thoughts on team scheming for him to play that way?
I think, at the end of the day, I trust Josh Allen to make great decisions. There's sometimes, I'm not sure the exact definition of hero ball, but sometimes Josh, some of the best things that he does is, make plays off schedule. But when he's standing in the pocket and kind of finding, going through his progressions and finding completions, great things are going to happen as well. So I was pleased with his decision making yesterday. I was pleased with, the ball placement yesterday, and I'm glad that he didn't get bored and kind of stuck with it.
Absolutely, Coach. Great victory. Enjoy the holidays. Good luck on Sunday.
I appreciate it.